flashing. Oh, there we go. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry about that. I hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. As you can see here, I have a game in front of me, Arian. And I've heard about this game for a while now. The game that is meant for high school to learn calculus, which, you think about educational games, you think about things like Math Blaster, like Math Munch, like all those like really basic, like what 2 plus 2 is, or the times table. But I feel like Variant is an game because it's aimed at a much older demographic than you. I haven't really played much of it aside from like the intro just to make sure that it works well enough. So let's go and take a look at this. I think it's interesting because it's aimed at an older audience, so you can actually put like more of a coherent story. And it would be something that students could actually figure things out here, actually like sort of connect with the world. This game is called Variant, and it is a game that is designed to teach students calculus. Welcome back. I hope you're having a wonderful right now. We're actually doing something academic. And we're gonna go through the limits. This is actually a 4-part game. This is the first part of this first game focuses on the concept of limits, which we're gonna talk about that as we get into actual education. There's a lot of different concepts that get covered in calculus, and this first game just focuses on limits. So some people will argue that limits aren't necessarily a part of calculus, but rather a prerequisite part of knowledge that you'll need. Right? So we're gonna see what it is, what they have us do.
The power of
they're
the
trying
very
to
stars. It has raised our civilization to heights that were once beyond our imagination.
Like,
Now, the very power that made us what we are threatens to destroy us.
maybe that works a
Just
little
as
better.
devastating
Yeah,
our
alright.
ancestors
This is good.
millennia.
I think my noise gate was being a little weird.
There is such beauty in our world, and in all that we have built.
Sorry about that.
All this will be lost as the stars send us once more into darkness.
So you get your typical end of the world plot, except this time we have to save the world with math.
But perhaps all is not yet lost.
Equa,
God, it's a math
it's
game,
time.
and the main character's name
I
is
will
Equa,
aid you if I can,
almost like
but it is you
equals.
who must rise to the challenge ahead. Equa,
Honestly,
Wake
for like an
up.
educational game, like I do appreciate that they like tried to make this look like an adventure game, to like sort of more gamify like the idea of learning calculus, as opposed to just you could go very bare bones with like the interactivity in a game for a subject like this, but they chose to actually make this whole fleshed out world and plot line, and I do appreciate them for doing that. And the art in this game is actually really pretty. I do think that like the background and the world design in this game looks really nice.
You've returned. Yet
Alright.
you still do not remember me. But don't
So we
worry.
got our little guiding fairy following us. You can also tell that this game was designed, like, obviously with the intent that people picking up this game wouldn't necessarily be, like, gamers. Or, like, understand how to control a character in a video game, because it gives us this whole, like, movement diagram here, like, because, you know, you think about, like, if you're, like, showing this to any sort of, like you're a calculus teacher and you're showing this to all your students, not every student has the intuition to just know that WASD is your movement. It's also interesting that I can't move my camera around right now. Moving my mouse does nothing for me.
Good.
We have like a
Yes,
fixed
move your
camera here.
limbs before they seize up like last time.
If
I
you press
don't
spacebar, it
know
looks like the game is
where you
kind of
go
on
when you
rails.
disappear,
You could see like
but
this
you
sort of thing
always
pop up in
reappear
the
here, at the
right in front of
center.
me, this line.
Alas, I don't remember.
So it
who
sort of like tells you where you're
or
supposed to
even
be
what
going.
I am. Nor do
Which I think
truly
is pretty
know who
neat.
you are.
You know, because
But I
again,
know
the main
that
purpose
is
of
in
this
great
is to be
danger if you do not
educational,
act
so
soon.
they don't want like players
seems
to get
easy.
lost
I
or
know.
go on the wrong
You're
way,
going to have to
when there's
trust
probably
me.
like a set like linear path to progress to like find all the problems and everything. I feel like it's important to consider the combination of like gameplay, but also not
You'll
letting
need to master
players
the
get stuck
Panoptica
when they're trying
implanted
to
in your
learn.
retina. Hold on. It will activate momentarily.
New
interact.
Panoptica access confirmed.
Cool.
Identify. Equa. Unregistered visitor. Identify. Solari. Registered entity of unknown origin.
Unknown, it says. As if we haven't been working together for months now. No, I mustn't get distracted.
So you're just dropping all this lore
Preceptor.
on us.
Is Equa's staff configured for the local conditions?
Her staff.
Analysis suggests
I looked up a little bit. I looked up ahead just because I didn't want to I wanted to make sure that because I
There's
haven't
one
done
ahead.
calculus in a
Let's
while,
push onwards.
I wanted to make sure that I wouldn't get thrown off by the questions that they throw at me, because that would be really embarrassing being a high school teacher
You
and
should
then
be able to jump
getting
back
thrown
safely.
off by a simple
I can mark
calculus
depth.
questions.
I predict are safe to cross via self-propulsion on the Panoptica.
Interesting. So this is just, it's basically on rails. It just shows you a path you can jump on, but it's just, it pretty much is just you have to walk alongside the line. It reminds me of the Stanley Parable, if anyone's ever played that, where there was one ending that you got where it was just the narrator got so mad at you that he wanted you to walk on a specific outlined path,
There's a
and would get
lapis
upset if you
box
didn't walk along the
nearby.
line. That's what this line reminds me of.
Preceptor, can the staff access the recording?
The Stanley Parable
Affirmative,
adventure line.
but it must first be reconfigured at a data node.
Okay.
Like this one here, you mean?
Let's see, what is this? Okay, we have the Omni Staff looking like some kind of Ben 10 tool.
Phonebox detonator configured. Updating Panoptica.
They're
to display
throwing a
new
lot of
interactions.
fanciful words at us
Try it
for
out on the lapis here.
a bunch of things that pretty much won't mean
We'll see
anything.
what it says.
Try it on the lapis. Okay. What? Why is it running like
Is it
this?
working? It's recording? Amazing.
Cool.
We've finally done it. The crystal fragment,
Okay.
shall we say the lapis vox, is imprinting the audio frequencies like a footprint in the sand.
Oh, so these are
Catherine and I work so well
these are
together.
probably going to be
The tone buff
notes
is
and
a
hints around the
complete
world.
success.
One of the earliest successful uses of the lapis crystal at the dawning of the Third Age was to provide voice recordings. The
I'm
lapis vox
thinking
technology
if you
imprints
gave this to
frequencies into the
students,
crystal lattice in a
I
manner
wonder
that is stable
how many of
and
them would be
long-lasting.
engaged at this point, if you're
Through a
telling them that
suitable device known as a tone
they're
box,
learning through this,
these
but
recordings
how
can be
many of them
accessed at a
would
later date.
at this point have zoned out already, through all this exposition? Because I know some students, and I think that there definitely would be students who would be very, very engaged with this. But the way I've seen some students talk in class, it's I feel like some of them would just write this off at this point already, just being really dumb, which is
Do
kind
not
of
be
sad.
concerned about getting lost. The Preceptor can mark the
Alright.
path forward on the
What's
Panoptica.
this?
Confirmed.
Preceptor,
So
why
show
is
us this
this
path
door
here.
sealed?
There are no records of a door at this location.
Sometimes I think you purposefully set out to
Interesting.
vex me.
So they have all these alternate paths that we can go through. If I press space, you can clearly see where I'm supposed to go. But then what is the point of them making all this extra room? I'm wondering if there's going to be backtracking that you do later maybe, or maybe once the game takes you off the rails, maybe there's going to be extra puzzles hidden. I feel like it's just so weird that there's extra rooms right now. I can't imagine them having just made that for decoration. Maybe it's just to show that the navigation path is a button that you can use. But I don't know, it just seems so weird to me to have it so on rails
The
already.
conservatory seems to have become overgrown. You may
God,
have to
this-
do some climbing here.
I see.
I can mark walls that may be traversed via vertical ambulation on the Panoptica.
The lack of any sort of camera control here is really awkward. I feel like I should be able to turn my camera around, but instead it just feels a little clunky. I wonder why they made it so you can't actually rotate the camera, because it's a fully 3D game, and I can't imagine that they only programmed environments to be viewed from one position. It just seems like such a random choice that we can't angle our camera in any way. Yeah, it's interesting design choices, and I get that the game has to be as straightforward as possible so that, students don't get sidetracked doing things that probably aren't as relevant to learning. Now imagine speedrunning something like this. Imagine if this game had actual movement techniques. Imagine if you could actually jump in this game. I feel like the game would get broken if there was a jump button. I feel like people would find out a way to make that jumping really ridiculous. Someone finds out how to backwards long jump and skip 20 calculus problems. Now imagine doing that on the SAT or the AP exam.
I wish I could tell you something more about the centroid.
The
But in
centroid.
truth, I am uncertain of its function.
Isn't the centroid the center of a
The
triangle
technology
based
here
on...
seems slightly more
I think-
complex
oh,
than
what is
anything
it?
else I've seen.
I know the centroid is
The
based
one
off
thing
of...
I'm certain about is that you always
I think it's the
appear here.
intersection point of 3... Not angle bisectors or perpendicular
These
bisectors of a
rifts
triangle.
can take us where we need to be.
I forget what it was. Altitudes, I
Although-
think.
Even the preceptor doesn't seem to know how they work.
Alright, so what do we have here?
Incorrect. Portals are activated by perambulation onto platform.
Oh, we just skipped all the dialogue. That's fine. There's a lot of, like, exposition here for, I appreciate the exposition, but I feel like it's just a lot to, like, just jump into. I'm in it for the math right now. I'm in it to learn. Oh? This looks a lot nicer.
The Iosan Peninsula. We are not far from the Citadel, but I doubt any of the control stations there have survived the battering of the solar flares. Preceptor, can you access the power matrix data feed from here, or do we need to get closer?
We're just using so
Testing.
many words.
Unable to comply. Disruptions to the photomoneric network are too severe.
There have to be some working consoles somewhere nearby.
Now it looks like Ring Fit.
Come, Iqua.
Ring Fit off
We
the
should try and
rails.
find the mapping station.
What's up, Becky? Good to see ya.
First era astounds me. To use the veins of crystal beneath
Alright.
the ground to channel power? Astonishing.
So essentially we have some like sort of like post-apocalyptic world.
Yet we rely on it every day for distributing.
And they're just talking about how space is all kind of
I
fucked.
would like nothing more than to see the equations and
But,
the
like,
schematics that made this
Ooh, they said
incredible
equations. That's math.
achievement
That's
possible.
math. But like it really just I feel like it's hard for me to care. Like they're saying all these things, but like I feel like you even waking up as a character, you waking up as Iqua as like some amnesiac, I feel like the game's not throwing much of anything for you to like
The magnetic storms
Want to
have
understand
disrupted a
this.
great many systems.
here we
We're
go.
going to have to redirect power flow if we're to cross here.
If we're
See
gonna
that blue
cross
node?
here.
It isn't receiving power. We need to find an emitter to send a beam of light to the node. When
Okay.
it's glowing brightly, we'll know we've successfully tapped into the power matrix.
Now we got math here. F of x, that's a function. So it says place the left-sided orb on the graph at the point of interest. So I guess this is a left-sided orb here. And I guess this is the point of interest because I guess nothing else seems to be standing out as important points. So British standard. By placing the left-sided orb on the point of interest, you indicated that it had a limit from the left. The graph of the function approaches that point. Oh, so it's pretty straightforward. We can see here that we had the circle split into two halves, and it's just saying what side is a line coming from the point, which that pretty much is what a limit is. It's a very basic concept. It's very visual, I would say, compared to a lot of things in calculus. You can very clearly visually see what this means. Carefully consider the nature of the 2 points on the graph. Place the left-sided orb at the point of interest it describes. So again, if it's a left-sided orb, you can see that this line here is coming from the right side. This side here is coming from the left side, so obviously it has to be the bottom one. So it's a point that has a limit from the left. A one-sided limit depends entirely on that side. Right, not on the value or the input from the other side. It's a lot of math concepts that they're throwing at us here, but essentially from a visual aspect, it's just we can see two lines that sort of meet at the same vertical area here. That these both, if you count from left to right here, 0, 1, 2, 3. We have these 2 points here, but this bottom line is the one coming from the left. And that's limits. That's a
Something is
left-sided
seriously
limit.
awry here.
The energy limiter to this
Emitter.
emitter has been disrupted.
Let's see what
That's
this.
not as bad as
Ooh,
it could be.
This one's
You
spicy
should be able to use your
now.
staff to attune the limiter to its crystal.
So place the left-sided orbs at the 4 points that they represent. So obviously, that's a left-sided one. We have a left-sided limit over here. A left-sided limit over here. And is that it? Comes from the... Oh, and here. So any point that has something extending from the left side of it. So, point, 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 point. This one has something coming from the right side, as does this point and this point. But this last point doesn't have anything coming from the right side. So, I think that this is a pretty good way to introduce that concept to students because, again, the first tutorial shows you... Can we review these? Yeah, we can. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, actually. I think this is actually, like, getting into the actual math, it's pretty neat because you can show very visually the way these limits build up on each other. Like, this one very straightforwardly just says, you can see the point coming from the left there. And then, if we go backwards, we can see this first one. It showed us very basic, just, we had the one point that we could put it on. So it just builds on that concept. It did 2 practice problems, basically, and then gave us a little bit of a harder one to sort of take in that information, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, it's a pretty reasonable way to build up on your lessons.
Are safety mechanisms ensuring the safe transition of
Like,
power
you
between a
give a
crystal
couple
and the
easy
device it
problems,
powers.
and the
Each
teacher
limiter
just
is
throws, like,
programmable,
a curveball,
allowing
like,
the function
5 times as hard
controlling
problem
energy
at
input and
you.
output to be adjusted. Since the standardized notation was introduced, orbs upon a graph interface have been used to
Yes,
simplify
yes.
function coding.
What's this?
Accessing mapping station.
Oh.
Can you connect to the power matrix data feed from here?
Negative. No modulated data signal within the local photomaneric network.
That's not even a
However,
real...
power
What the
tracking
fuck is
pulse remains active,
photomaneric?
indicating that distributary is still intact.
At last, some good news.
I don't...
If anywhere still has data access,
We're just
it'd
gonna
be
skip
the main
that.
power tracking station.
I just
Flutter
want
out
to
into
solve
the
math
sea.
puzzles.
There's no time to lose.
What's this here? Function. So place the orbs. Oh, so this time they're showing us from the left and the right. So the shaded in section is the one from the right here, and left here. Bridge partially activated. A function may behave differently on the left and right sides of an input. Why is this game making us learn math lore, right? They're really trying to say, like, yeah, when a student tells me, Mr. Ambers, when am I going to need to learn how to use a limit? And I'm going to say, yeah, well, when you wake up from your cryostasis nap and you have to save the world because the solar flares have ruptured the planet that you are now currently residing in, you'll thank me once I taught you what left and right-sided limits are. Was just math or lore not enough, right? I can get behind lore in a game, but when it's lore in a game that I'm, like, trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to do math review, you might be overloading me with a little bit too much information. But I guess that's why, like, a lot of the earlier, like, the lower grade math games very much were just games. But here we have an entire adventure. I think I did the puzzles in the wrong order, but that's fine. G of X. Ooh. You have to look at the G of X energy limiter. The emitter will aim in a different direction depending on the active energy limiter. Ooh. So I guess we can open up different paths depending on which function we connect or activate. And I guess this one's, like, sort of like a bonus one. So we gotta see. We have a right-sided limit here. Oh, this is one that we did earlier, actually, that I talked about. Repaired. Bridge partially activated. All points of interest with the right-sided limits were identified. So again, yeah. Since this is the shaded side, the right side of all these circles are shaded in, we just have to put all the points that have a curve extending from the right side. Pretty straightforward. What did this do for us? What? I don't know what order I'm supposed to activate these things in. What is this?
It is well known that the Mantha of the Third
More
Era
math
never
lore.
recovered the entire technological prowess of the First Era. Most significantly, the knowledge of how to grow new lapis soul was never regained,
Growing new
and thus
lapis.
the power matrix could not be directly modified. The creation of emitters provided an ad hoc means of extending the reach of the underground crystal network by firing beams of light to transfer power. Nodes upon every device receive power, and glow to indicate they are connected to the matrix. In this way, the Mantha of the Third Era compensated for the limits of their knowledge through application of their ingenuity.
I feel like if I went into this not knowing this game would be about math, I might try to, like, feel a little bit more engaged with this lore. But they're saying a lot for, yeah, math works because of magic. And you know what? Some of my students definitely believe that math only works because of magic. So I can't blame them, I suppose. So we gotta just put all these here, all the lefts and rights. That's pretty straightforward. These pure blue, these shaded in areas. We got a line coming through there. These have lines in between each other, another between line, and then the line extends to the right. And we have repaired the bridge.
Excellent work.
Yeah, more or
But
less.
alas, the bridge. You won't remember the lapis lazuli from our last meeting.
I guess I
Preceptor?
just skipped through
Everything that
enough
receives
puzzles
power
that without
has
the
an
tutorial,
energy
then
limiter.
it's just like,
If that is damaged or out of tune, no
like
energy
when
can
you
be
skip
channeled to it.
text in a game too
If we're
fast.
going to get further along this path, you're going to have to try and fix some of these broken limiters.
Since
I don't
energy
think
is
her voice
required
is
to
even
power
that bad, but I
devices,
feel like her delivery
malfunctioning
on
energy
some lines is a
limiters
little
disable
strange.
equipment
Ooh.
entirely.
We got climbing here now. I feel like this is... Yeah, exactly. Like... Because... At its core, I feel like this game is just a math game. And the entire, like, set of what we're going to be focusing on is doing these math
I
puzzles.
must apologize.
So
Iqua.
doing all this world building for
I haven't
things
really
that
told you
we're not
anything
actually
about the
going to use them
prices.
for is just...
In truth, there is not much I can tell. Solar
It seems
storms
extra.
have been intensifying for years now, building towards a second
Give me my
great
math
cataclysm,
puzzle.
one that would render our world uninhabitable. The planet appears to have been
Yes,
evacuated.
yes. I like how she's still
Where and by
monologuing
what
me while I'm
means,
doing my
I
math
have
puzzles.
absolutely no idea.
Confirmed.
Filled
No
hole,
records
filled
exist
hole,
for the
filled
current location
hole,
of the landfill.
filled hole.
And then there's you. You have been
It's like-
appearing, working with me.
Actually, no, I'm thinking
we don't
about
know
this now.
where
Like,
you are coming from or
imagining
even
Equa
who
just,
you
like,
are.
walking through this entire
Somewhere
world,
in the Citadel,
like,
or
knowing
the
how to
great
do the
city
math
that surrounds
already.
it.
And there's, like,
There must
conversations,
be
like, happening
answers to
behind her,
some
and
of the
she's kind of
questions.
just like, God, shut up. Like, Equa just gets her memories of calculus back. She actually had, like, a fucking PhD in, like, applied mathematics or something. And it's just... They're just, like, rambling about the new world, and she's just like, I want to go back to planet Earth and order my Hot Pockets. I wish I wasn't here anymore. I graduated. I did my time with math. What is this? I think I went off the rails a little bit, considering the magic trail line is no longer with us. But that's fine. Maybe there's gonna be a cool puzzle here, and I hope it's not more lore. Oh, cool. Why do people with no enemies need a watchtower? It is a fair question to ask. I am forever glad it is built, however. I took some of my first geographical and astronomical calculations from here long before the observatory was built. I'd imagine the watchtower is probably just for math purposes, you know, like an observatory. I mean, like, looking up at the sky, like, I feel like this... Isn't that, like, what observatories are for? To look up at the stars in the sky? Doesn't necessarily need to be watching for enemies. God, imagine if this educational game also had combat. Like, yeah, the puzzles are all math, and then you actually have to play, like, Devil May Cry when you're, like, when enemies appear. I think if I had this game when I was learning in high school, I think I would have loved that. Like, you know, we do some math, and then we beat the shit out of some enemies. We just get, like, a smoke and stick stylish combo. That would make this game significantly better, I think. Not that I don't think this game is good enough with its math already. But I have this staff. Why can I not commit violence with it? Why can I not pick violence? Also, look at how pretty this game is, actually. Like, I think the art style, like, the water in this game looks really nice. I like the grass, like, you could make a very solid open-world adventure game with this world. Instead, it is doomed to have too much math lore that isn't important. Also, I'm just walking on the wall right now. Wait, can I? Wait. Sequence break? Sequence break? Let me up. Oh, it would be over if you gave me a jump button here. Wait. Can I climb? Oh, no, I'm falling. We can only go up here. Wait, we're climbing. Oh, wait. This game is sick, actually. Calculus speedrun any %. Fuck the textbook. I don't need limits. We're climbing. I like that that's just a sort of, I feel like that's a constant among, like, a bunch of different adventure games. Just the ability to build mountains properly just does not exist. You will always be able to do some sort of jank with climbing mountains. It just looks so funny. Can I go in the water? Oh, man, imagine. This is just... Fuck the math. I'm using calculus to figure out the rate of change as I rise up the mountain to see if I have the proper tangent line to climb along the edge of the cliff face. That's what we're really looking for right now. God, I'm actually tempted to just try and figure out what geometry I can exploit to sequence break this game. I think that would make for a funny speedrun if it was breakable. That is some very strange sound effect for the lightning. Alright, what's here? So find a way to place all the orbs, so they describe the point of interest. So they were talking over me rudely, but this new orb that we have is just a point of interest orb. So you can see we have that filled in dot there. There's nothing coming from the left or right. So it's simply just a point of interest as opposed to anything with a left or right side limit. Then we have here, and then partially. A point of interest may have multiple traits, but these orbs only need to match one trait. Soon you will create orbs that will fully describe. Oh, okay, okay. So now it doesn't have to fully describe all the traits, but eventually we'll have to make it perfect. So I guess the game will get harder. I feel like that's weird that they're like not making you focus on getting it perfectly correct right now. Because I've seen like how the later parts of the game look. And like here, like this orb here should be a filled in orb in the center along with that left side filled in. This one should just have the left and right filled in without the hole in the center. Because then that gets into the topic of open and closed circles on these limits. Which is like a pretty important topic to talk about. That I feel like if they're skipping it this early, it just seems a little off. Oh god, did I almost fall off the cliff? Place each value. So we got a dot here, closed dot there. Value orbs go on points of interest. Alright, so what's this g of x? Place over here, over here. I swear I just did this puzzle. Energy limiter repaired. Bridge extended. At each input, a function can have any combination of a value, a left-sided limit, or a right-sided limit. These can have the same or different outputs. This is basic calculus stuff. Can I fall off this? I wonder if you can fall off this ledge. Because we were having some, like, we were able to climb up the ledge pretty easily. But does it let, I wonder if there's, like, boundaries. Yeah, it doesn't look like you can actually walk off. How am I supposed to figure out how to sequence break this game when the game tries to railroad me like this? I just want to be able to climb up cliff faces like I'm playing Skyrim or Breath of the Wild. I remember just like climbing mountains in Skyrim off the path that you're supposed to go, like well off the beaten path. And by the beaten path, I mean a 90 degree slope incline. Like sometimes you just don't have the patience to go on the actual path. You just have to go up whatever closest cliff face that you see, no matter how dangerous it is if you accidentally fall. God, when I played Skyrim and I figured out how to use the dash stream, it was over for me. I died way too often. You just try to speed up your process going down a cliff, and then you accidentally launch yourself off a cliff. Alright, did I miss a... Oh, I think I have to go back. So it's shooting backwards on that node. So let's see, is there something here now? Yes. Activate f of x. Oh, do we have to... Oh, wait, I see. Now it's also a puzzle because I have to hit... Oh, we have to make sure we know which nodes are hitting which orbs. There we go. Now where do we go?
Excellent, Equa.
God, I'm so smart. My math is incredible. I should become a teacher or something. I should teach this or something, you'd think. Think with how fast I'm acing all these problems.
It's humbling to think that Mantha of the First Era had far greater command of the Lapis Omnis, the crystals that power all aspects of our lives.
We're over here
Valid
now.
assertion.
I don't know where we moved from. I think we were in like the bottom right corner. I don't understand how we're moving across the map right now.
I fear history might be repeating itself.
Alright, let's see. I feel like there's so much to explore in this game that, like, if it wasn't an educational game, it would be really cool to explore. And, like, there would probably be secrets if this was any other genre. But this is edutainment, so there aren't any secrets. Because you don't want to hide practice problems from students trying to learn. Wait, what was that? Did I just geometry up the stairs? We're finding all the obscure movement tech. I can grind rails like Sonic the Hedgehog. Just let me up there. It's so janky. I love that kind of jank though. Use the orb editor. We have to place our own orbs now. Okay, cool. So we just click on each of these to like sort of highlight where it goes. Left gate open. Ooh, that's like the real challenge now, or more specific code. So it goes from the left and on the right, but this hole is not filled in. So it should just be left and right side. There we go. Has a left side and right sided limit. Simple, simple. Like, this is a concept, like, they're not even using numbers with us, really. Like, they're on graphs, but the numbers aren't really the focus here as much as just the visual aspect, which I think is a pretty interesting way to go about teaching limits. That, like, understand the visual concept of it, and then once you understand that, you can sort of apply the mathematics to it. Like, giving you a piecewise function and see how each of the equations sort of apply to each other.
Capacities of the species. Despite their technological advancement, the Mantha of the First Era lacked the means to prevent the escalating solar flares that brought their time to an end.
I see.
In the Second Era,
Solar flares.
exiled beneath the ground by the devastation of the Cataclysm, the Mantha
That's
were
just
reduced
Gurren
to fragile
Lagann.
refugees.
That's just straight up Gurren
With the
Lagann.
rise,
They died to
however,
the sun
these
and they had to go
nomads from
underneath the
greater
surface.
past proved their tenacity and ingenuity, escaping from the perils below and out into the lush world waiting
Oh, except
above.
they
It
became
cannot be
smarter than
denied
the
that
people in
First
Gurren
Era
Lagann
possessed
because
greater
they actually got out
confidence
of the
with lapis
underground and
omnis,
built
the nanocrystals that power all aspects
some kind of
Mantha
tower.
life.
That actually looks pretty
Yet
cool,
who can deny
actually.
the evidence? Those of the first.
Oh, cool. I can right-click to get out of it. I don't need the rest of your exposition, buddy. Ooh, but we do have an extra
The
tower
solar
here.
flares are not the only problem we are facing. I am convinced of it.
What's in here?
Confirmed. Coronal ejections cannot be responsible for seismic activity.
Why?
The
Please
data
stop
feed that
talking.
piggybacks on the power
I want to
matrix
read.
is our best hope for answers. We just have to find somewhere that still has access to it.
Alright, I don't think this is important. You know, normally I would say if I skip all the story in the game, I deserve to die, but I'm pretty sure even if I skip all the story in this game, I probably wouldn't die. I probably would still be fine enough because all they would want me to do is the math. Ooh, now we got 4. We got 4 points of interest here. So this one, we have 2 that are just solid dots, so that goes like that and like that. And then the other 2 are empty holes, so they look like this. They have lines extending left and right, but the holes themselves are not filled in. So those would be empty, and these would be filled in. Cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, I feel like this is a concept that very easily is gamified into a puzzle. What's this now? Oh, that's so many. That's so many. So that first one goes like this because it's a filled in circle and it goes to the left and to the right. The next one is simply just a left function. The next one is a filled in circle and it goes to the right. What? Oh god, okay, cool. Thank goodness that it saved. I was gonna be upset if I had to redo the first half of that puzzle. Then filled in circle goes to the left. Here we have a hole, but it goes to the right. And then we have a limit from the left and the right side, so we just fill in the left and right sides of this orb here. And then this one is just a point. So we're just filling that circle there. Simple puzzle. Whoever said calculus was hard. It's like, you know, I watched this movie with my students. Actually, I watched a movie with my students multiple times, actually, because when you're doing a project that involves watching a movie, you have to show that movie to all your classes. And, you know, sometimes you like a movie, but sitting through the same movie 4 times can be difficult. But as I'm going through this, I'm thinking of this one quote where the teacher in the movie said, we are not going to make calculus easy, it already is. And you know what? Maybe he was onto something there. Maybe calculus is easy. Alright.
Another solar flare.
Oh, okay,
There's
okay,
no
okay.
time to lose.
We need to
Time
re-aim one of the
passes,
orbs.
but cannot be lost.
A metaphor, Preceptor? Try and wrap your inflexible mind around the idea.
Here we go. This one here. We went through all of that now. There we go. Let's just walk along this railroaded path. I guess that's pretty cool. Not all the problems were on the path itself. We had to do a little bit of exploring. I can appreciate that. Let's see. We got a cute gazebo here. Wait, that's a really pretty view. I don't know if we're going to be going... Yeah, we're probably going there. Or that might have been where he came from. But honestly, this game is, like, ridiculously gorgeous. Like, they could have used, like, free Unity assets or something. Or, like, really bare-bones model. But, like... It's almost making me a little upset that the game looks the way it does. And then... the gameplay doesn't really exist. The gameplay is a vessel to do calculus. It almost feels like a curse, really, that the art team got to make this really beautiful world for the sake of education of all things. How could they? Alright, we can't go up here. Let's see. Nothing in here. Just go and go up these stairs, and
The building of the new cities was tasked to Castor, who Kalos treated as if he were a son. Working together with Kalos's
yes, I don't.
Ivana, a city of artists.
None of this.
Fatrana, a mechanized.
Yeah, no. We don't need to know who made this place.
gate
We're
will
just
take us
fixing
into
everything.
the
We're just a
Citadel,
repair guy.
but we'll need
You
to
don't
get it enough
you don't
power
go to
first.
repair someone's faucet and hear their entire life story as they're repairing their faucet. We are simply just fixing things.
I literally just
Alright.
said that.
So we have that for the first one. The next one is just a left side with a hole. The next one is a right side hole filled in. Then left. Yeah, it's the same. This looks like a step function, I believe, is what this would be called. Something along those lines. You know, I teach math, but I definitely should not have to know what this means. There we go. So it's the same value, and then once we get to 1, 2, 3, 4, it jumps up to the next value of 2. And when we get to 7, we're now at 7, 3. So instead of rising up steadily like a linear function, it just jumps. Alright, let's see. Here we go. This is a left and right. This is all 3, and another left and right. This is easy stuff. I feel like even my students can answer this. I feel like my pre-calc students can answer these questions. My Algebra 2 students can answer these. You know, if you explain it to them. But I guess that's the point, is that a game like this should make the concepts very easily accessible to everyone. And this is a right-sided function. Because this one's coming from the left side. This one's a filled-in circle going to the right. This circle has 2 lines extending downwards on both sides. Another filled-in circle going to the left. And then this one goes to the right. Energy limiter repaired. Partially open. That sharp bend in the graph is continuous, even with... Right. So they're also throwing vocab words here, and I feel like it would be important for them to like put more focus on what is they're talking about here, because like this is a important concept, like talking about like a continuous function. How as long as nothing is breaking apart this graph here, that this is still continuous, even if there's this sort of like unusual bend here. Because I feel like there's not too much that they're talking about vocabulary, and you can just sort of go through all these puzzles without needing to understand the concepts, which I feel like they could talk more about that in the dialogue instead of about the world. Alright, where else am I supposed to go? Here? But it's locked. Open the door. Stop having it be closed. Oh, I see. We need to open up. We need to aim this at... There we go. That door's open now. Of course, the game mechanics. The choose the right button to open a door. And that's probably going to hit one of these lines over here. That's a cute function. Look at it. It's got the little kawaii happy face with the nose. Okay, that's pretty easy. Left side there. Right side. Thinking about these limits and thinking about how they come from the left to the right just had me thinking about that song. Alright, then we get the points here. We extend left and right. We go left there. I almost missed it. They almost tripped me. That's a right-sided limit. There we go. And now... Is there anything else up this path? No. Nothing else. Wait, then what was the point? Oh, I see. This one central node probably is going to aim. Let's see. F aims over there, so we're going to probably get another... There's probably going to be another node on the left side here that's going to hit this node over here. The puzzles are simple, but I feel like they do feel really satisfying to click on the right button to make sure that the right node gets activated. Ooh, this is the most complex limiter yet. Create and place all the orbs at the point of interest on the graph. Ooh, look at this. Look, they throw this whole thing at us now. We got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 17 different orbs. But that's no problem for me. We'll go from the left to the right. And this is a left-sided function over here. This one is a filled-in circle to the right. This one is filled into the left. Hole going to the right. Hole going to the left. We'll put those in right now. Boom, boom, boom. I feel like as long as you have a very solid concept of the idea of left and right, these puzzles should be pretty straightforward. Even if you've like never taken a calculus class before, I'd imagine just from a visual perspective, you can tell like if a hole is open, you don't click the circle. If a hole is filled in, you do click the circle. It's simple calculus. Alright, and then let me just take care of this piece by piece. There we go. Just want to make sure I don't I don't go too fast, you know. Sometimes your brain is huge, but you gotta put on the brakes a little bit. Sometimes you gotta pump the brakes a little before you go too super speed for your own good. Then we have the hole over here, or the filled in circle. There we go, and we have 3 more points. This one goes to the right side. This one goes on both left and right over here. Left side, right side. And this is a filled in circle that goes to the left. And I think this is the first part of the first game. There we go. City gate to Eosos will open when both nodes are connected. And we already know how to connect the other nodes, so that's pretty straightforward. And there's nothing else here. So there's a walkthrough video for this that's 11 minutes long, and it sort of tells you about each of the concepts to expect for the game here. And I'm pretty sure once I get to the next section, I have to think a little bit harder.
I knew you could do it.
Left and
The
right
gate
side
is
limits are
open
pretty
now.
straightforward
Let's
concept,
get into the city.
but I think it does get a little bit harder from here on out. So this was the sort of freebie. You might actually see me struggle a little bit once we get to this next world here. Let's see. What are they going to give us here? What kind of problems are we going to get in the second part of the game? Ooh.
Eosos, a magnificently efficient display of architectural prowess. The power
Okay.
conduits are effortlessly concealed throughout.
Level
Every
2.
city on this world owes a debt to the pioneering work of those that built the citadel, and the city that grew up around
I
it.
don't want to skip the
If
story
it
at
has
this
ever
point because
been
I feel like
a
what
more
if what they
perfect
say
expression
is going to
of
be
Council's leadership?
more entwined with the
I am unaware
gameplay.
of it.
But I feel like
Interfacing
I
with
can't
local
expect
systems
that.
reveals magnetic storms have damaged
Can I
civic
expect that I can
operations
climb over this
significantly.
though?
Even so, the
There must be,
citadel
like,
and
also
the city of
invisible
Eosos
walls.
around it are the very nexus
like, I can
of
go over
Lanthan
this. Wait.
civilization.
Wait.
There will be
Wait.
something to help us here. I am certain.
Can I climb over the wall here? It looks almost like you can go over the branches, but there's probably an invisible wall that prevents you from doing so, for a good reason. Alright, that's the line that we have to go. So let's take a look to the... Never mind, that is just a wall. That is just a wall. Let's go over here. And... we have a funny climbing segment. Let's
Path
see.
to the citadel is irrevocably
I don't
damaged.
understand why it
Access
shows a
impossible.
lightning bolt icon
As
for
the seat
this.
of government,
There's
the
nothing
citadel
particularly
had
interesting about,
outstanding
like,
command and control facilities.
climbing routes
The
that I
quakes
feel
have
requires a sort of
devastated it.
different sort of
We are
symbol to let you know that you
fortunate
have to
the
climb.
distributor is still intact. It's a
Oh my
tracking
god.
station
I
for
didn't
the
realize how
powerful.
janky the
The
climbing
next
looked.
best thing to the
Man,
citadel's
it looks so
compass.
janky when it's on an
Confirmed.
extended,
The
like,
distributor
area.
remains fully functional.
Like, before it was, like, very
We will
short
need to
vines
cross
that you
the
had to
city
climb,
to
but
get
this looks so clunky. There we go. And let's see what's around here. I'm like scared to see what the next puzzle's gonna be, because I feel like the next puzzles are going to just slap me in the face. I was watching the walkthrough and they said something about the intermediate value theorem or something. It's been so long since I've taken calculus, I don't remember what that is, and I'm too afraid to find out.
In the operations of the Lapis Omnis, I have not discussed how we came to acquire that knowledge.
That's cool. Let's go. I'm trying to math it up here. Yeah, like here? Wait, why can't I climb this? Excuse me? What the? I don't know what angle I had to walk in to actually
You will
climb
need
that.
to change the input
That's
of
just
energy at the port.
strange.
It will allow us to move objects and emitters around the citadel.
Each port
Alright.
is a branch in the photomaneric
There
power
we go.
matrix that disperses
Why
the
is
energy
climbing so
gathered by the
janky?
lapis soul crystals. Geomagnetic
Interactive
induction
objects are
incidents
hard.
have taken many of the emitters
What's
off the
this?
matrix, disrupting operations.
Ah,
It seems many things have been thrown out of place by the magnetic storms.
Yes, please stop
With some
talking so I can read
application,
what's on the
however,
bottom.
You should be able to restore
need to
things
read
to their
this.
natural order.
Your staff can be used to adjust the flow of energy at a port, changing the behavior of
Alright.
devices connected to that
I
port.
would like to be able to change the flow. Select an input to change the function output so that the boulder moves away from your path. Is it just this? I see. If I go to the left, it only moves 2.0. Okay, so it's like motion, I guess? That f of a is 10. So 10, 4. I don't... It's not really talking much about what that's doing aside from just highlighting a distance from 0, I guess. But I feel like there's probably more to it than that. We'll see as the puzzles get
Good.
harder.
Good.
Good. Let's see what's over here. Oh, so g of x is here, h of x is over here. So then f of a is applying to both functions, I suppose. So f of 5, g of 5 puts them at an equal level, I'd assume. A single input can produce more than one output depending... Oh, yeah, it's just... I guess multiple functions using the same input, I guess. I assume they want me to have it at the same height here. Is that what they want? No, that does not seem to be it. So then 1.2, negative 1.2. Oh, adjust the inputs to form a staircase. I see. There we go. Is this supposed to be a hint? I don't need hints. Though I don't know what they mean by adjust. Oh, are they highlighting? What? Yeah, that's what they wanted, right? 0 and 0. Change the input for both functions to control the blocks. Aim for an input for 1.2. That's what I did. That's what I... Is it just not going to tell me that it's correct? What? I'm not crazy, right? F of A. Is that oh, they want it 1.2, positive 1.2 and negative 1.2. That's what they want. I'm sounding like my own students. God. There we go. 1.2 and negative 1.2. That's what they wanted. Can we go down now? That is interesting. I guess like it only unlocks after it has the proper x and y values, and I can't get back up. The game hit me with a point of no return. Excuse me? Yeah, no. I guess the game just like throws you cannot return back there. Don't you just love when games throw points of no returns at you? I remember I was playing a game, one of my old favorite RPG series, Golden Sun. They released a game on the DS, and that game had a really serious case of creating points of no returns. Like, you would get like a third of the way through the story, and then suddenly like you were not allowed to return back to anywhere else. You could not go to any of the earlier towns. It just closes off for you completely. There was no reason for them to do that. It's just, oh, you progressed through the game? Sorry, you can't go back anymore. Form a doorway. So, let's see here. This? So, 0.5 pi. Let me see what the original is. So this is at 2 pi. I guess if we have it at 3 pi over 2 would be this. Yes. And then this would be at 0.2 pi. So this would be at 1.5 pi. This should be at 0.5. So 0.5, yeah, right over here. Easy. We built a doorway. I feel like these kinds of puzzles I feel like are gonna be solved mostly by students just brute forcing their way through. Like, I know as a teacher that a circle is 2 pi, and I guess most students at calculus, if they're supposed to be in calculus, would be aware of that as well. So we know that 2 pi is a full rotation, so that if we see where it starts, which was over here, like, yeah, we know that 0 pi is facing upwards, 2 pi is facing upwards, but 0 pi turns clockwise, and going from 2 pi down to 0 pi would turn counterclockwise. And we know that just a quarter of a turn would be 0.5 pi, which is why the answer gets put over here. But I feel like a lot of students, a lot of people playing this would just brute force their way through a puzzle like that. I'm wondering how they're gonna make these puzzles less brute forceable if they're
But it
on
should be a manageable problem.
a scale like that.
If the slots can be aligned with the tumbler, the door will unlock, permitting
Tumbler?
access.
Okay. So line up the dials will lock to unlock the doorway. So wait, does it mean that it has to both be at 0? I'm assuming they want it at 0 then. Is there a place where 0? Here it is. God, I'm so smart! Man, how am I so good at math? Yeah, I guess the dial is what they meant this by the dial here. So, if we see, since these were at 2 pi, 2 pi also would open up the dial. But here, we had it at 1 pi, which is in the bottom half, not the top half. Though it still kind of looks like it. It's like on the... Oh, no, we're rotating this. I see. So if we pick something else like this, I see how the puzzle works now. That makes more sense. So both of them needed to be at the 0 or 2 pi in order to face upwards. Interesting. But yeah, with the way these puzzles are, what's stopping someone from just...
There can be no doubt that to the
What's
Mantha of
stopping
the
a student
Third
from
Era,
just, like,
the rise is the
hitting
pivotal
every
event in
single
history. Those who
dashed
live today
line?
perhaps do not appreciate the joy that was felt in finally emerging from the horror of the caverns.
Yes,
the
yes.
oral histories tell of how, beneath the ground,
I
the
really
demon
can't
of
get
the
into the
dark came
story,
without warning,
but I
taking
can
women,
appreciate like the
men,
beautiful
even children,
art design of
and
the
leaving
game
no
here.
trace of them behind.
Despite the fact that
It could not be
there's
seen,
so much
and was only
emptiness,
occasionally
there's so much
heard.
dead
An
area.
implacable predator
I like-
of unknown nature, an anomalous threat, not once seen
I don't want
since
to talk
emerging
over the
from below.
preceptor.
Within decades of ascending the tower, the terror of life below ground, of the forgotten
It's like when you
threat
try to
from the
talk over your
unseen foe
students
of
in
the
class. You
caverns
just don't want
was
to do
all
it.
but forgotten.
You don't want to have
And
to raise
alone.
your voice.
The demon of the dark.
One of those
What
I'll
a
wait
primitive view
moments.
of the world our ancestors must have possessed.
Alright, so that's the path that we have to go. But yeah, I feel like I can even appreciate like the empty areas when there's actually like something to do there. Like when they put a node at the end of a path. I appreciate that because like, you know, the area there does serve a purpose. But it feels bad for there to be so many areas that you can just walk through that don't have anything relevant. Like there's so much more we could have done with it.
We might need to get a little creative here.
Yes, we will.
Ports can be set to get
Oh,
energy
I
outputs
see.
infinitely close to a value on one side, permitting additional functionality.
Alright. So, align. So with 2. Oh, I see. But then they want us to have a Y value of 2. But we can see that every time we hit 2, which is at this point here and at this point here, the Y value of 2 doesn't actually exist. Does not exist. But if we say the limit as f of x approaches a, we can see that both on the left side and on the right side, they're getting closer and closer and closer to 2, that if there wasn't that hole there, you would be able to figure out that, yeah, this spot should be 2. So that's one possible answer. Or, if we do the limit of f of x as x approaches a from the left. So that's pretty cool that they have 2 actual separate answers there. Here we can see that from the left side of the equation, as x approaches a from the negative direction, it's approaching 2. Obviously, if we just click x approaching a, it would have to be from both sides the same value like it is here. These are converging on the same point. But here we have 2 different sorts of values here. On the left side it's reaching 2, on the right side it's reaching 4. So that's why the same answer, that same selection here doesn't work for both those holes. So it's pretty cool that students sort of come to that conclusion on their own. Let's do that. And we are going straight through. It's interesting to see this. I feel like this is something I could bring up to like a supervisor or something. Like, hey, this game was actually pretty neat. I don't care about the What? Wait, why? You just drown? Incredible drowning action? Ah! I suppose it's going to... Oh, yeah, it'll raise a bridge. I see. Align the platform to an open... None of the doors are open, though, dummies. How am I supposed to align it to an open door if I can't get into any of the doors? Let's see. Maybe if maybe the platform's end doors slide at the same pace? Oh, I see. So the blue is this platform here, and then These probably need to be at 2 pi if I had to guess to open up. No, not 2 pi. 1 pi? Yeah, let's see where 1 pi actually is. Oh, I see. So then here, 4.0, but then we want the limit as it approaches from the right side. Because the limit approaching from the right side for both of these, we have the 4 over here. So that's 4, which is how far the blue platform needs to go. And then this here, the 1 over here, approaches from the right. So limit as f of x approaches a from the right side. There we go. A simple puzzle of mathematics. I guess that's where, like, process of elimination, like, guess and check would sort of get thrown out the window a little bit. Because then you have to not only consider, like, the range, the domain from 1 to 10, but then you also have to consider that you have which limit to look at. Which gives you a lot more to, like, sort of plug and chug with. Because normally, like, yeah, plug and chugging with, like, 10 options, you kind of just keep on sliding the slider. But if you don't know what limit to use, then you have so many more options to waste your time with.
I've not spoken like this before, knowing my voice could be heard again.
What's up, Majorlight? Welcome. Am I saying words that don't make
My
sense?
sister and I make a great team. And with
Sorry,
Cassie's
it's
aid,
the
there feels
it's
like
the math
nothing
teacher
was
coming out of me.
but I can't help wondering what happened to Mother. Father never speaks of her, and my memories are hazy.
Sometimes you just think about how students approach questions like this.
Hatred flowing from Father whenever it is mentioned.
This
What's the
sounds
derivative of
different
the
from
weird-ass
before.
blue cube? Alright, so that's a good question. The derivative of this weird-ass blue cube. The derivative just means the rate of change, so considering that that this cube is kind of just staying in the same place the entire time, there is no rate of change. It's just 0. So, if you were to put that in an equation, you think about the motion of the blue cube, I guess it would be 0x, right? It's not moving at all. That the speed is 0 times x, for x being however much time has passed. You take the derivative of 0x, that's just 0. Wrong. All matter is constantly in flux when not at absolute. We're talking about relativity here. Yes, the planet is moving, but we're talking about the cube as we see it right now. God damn it, dude.
I have analyzed this
Of course,
system,
of course.
and there is no configuration that will allow the wheels to line
You know,
up.
I would have to
permit
understand
access.
how fast this world
Perhaps we don't
turns.
need them to line up. We could use a phase anomaly to our advantage here.
What the fuck is a
If an
phase
input is
anomaly?
supplied to a crystal for which the output energy does not exist, a phase anomaly occurs, and the crystal, and whatever is linked to it, will vanish.
They can be dangerous.
Can you stop
but
throwing
right
these
now, it could be
buzzwords at
useful
me?
to us.
Alright, what is this? What is this gonna be? Readings show that the lock activates something beneath the water surface. Alright, let's open this first. You're gonna be a pedant about this. You know what? Fair. I deserve that. Just like students would be as well. Honestly, I should expect no less. So these both need to be at 0 or 2 pi. Okay, you're finished. Understandable. So, okay, here. If we do this, and then we set the limit to approach from the right. There we go. They are both values of 0 now. Oh, cool. This looks like a ring fit obstacle here. The way that like rose up from the ground. Though if it was ring fit, I wouldn't even need anything here. I would just turn my ring fit board into a surfboard and start doing ab twists. Alright, so this here. Yeah, oh, it's not 10. There's 20 choices for you to check here, actually. My mistake. So we need to get them to 1 pi. Both the values need to be at 1. Either 1 or negative 1 pi would work out here. So this would be... Ooh, sorry. This is a left side limit here. No, wait. Because the left side limit here would be 0 pi. Where else do we have 1 at, though? Let's see. Because then we have that. But then how do we get this here? Wait. Here? 1, no. But then the other one isn't open all the way. It's a little turned. And you'd think this character would have the legs to sort of just hop through that. You know, the classic video game trope of, if you don't solve this puzzle perfectly, the character can't get through. Despite the fact that, you know, most people with legs and arms would be able to just sort of lift themselves through that angled door. But you know what? Fine. I'll play your game. I'll play your game. So then that doesn't work out. Wait, here? That's a 2 pi. That one's not going to be flipped over. There's not many areas here, because this is 1. We need the 1 over there. And then there's a 1 over here on the right side. That's not it. And that's not the limit either. These analysis, as long as their existence impedes our path. Do we have to just delete them from existence? Is that the thing that they want? Is that what they were talking about? The phase anomaly? Like, I think they were talking about something about getting rid of these. So maybe there is another puzzle that we have to look for. Let's see. Yes, yes, Mage Light. This is unironically just a game about calculus. We have been talking about limits this entire time. Though, I don't know, if you're talking about being a pedant about things, we can also talk about how some people won't actually consider, what is it? Some people would not consider limits to be calculus, which is fair. So here, if we do not a right side limit, let's try this limit over here. And then we do a left side limit. And is that, no, we can't open that door. I guess G is the only door we can open. This doesn't even look like proper calculus. Yeah, 0. You're right, you're right. So this is actually, Variant Limits is actually a 4-part game. Or Variant, I should say. Variant is a 4-part game. And this is the first game, which is just Variant Limits. The other 3 games haven't been released yet, but I assume one game is going to be about derivatives. One of them is probably going to be about integrals. And I assume probably one of them would be about like applications like related rates and stuff like that, if I had to guess. But right now, this first game is only covering limits. So yeah, it is not actually proper calculus. I'm trying to figure out though, the white here has to be at 1. And obviously, wait, f of a, did I keep on forgetting about that? No, I did not forget here. So our 0 values do not, I don't think there's anywhere where the 0 values line up. Wait, that's a 0.5, goddamn. And then here, we would have to use a right side limit. Wait, right side limit, right side limit. I am not gaming right now. That is at a 0.5. This needs to be at a 0 here. And left side limit wouldn't work here. And neither would f of a. Ah, drat. I'm being foiled. I guess we can only open up the right side door. I don't think I see any solution to where the blue function is at 0 and the white function is at 1. I don't think that anything like that exists properly. Aside from at 9, where 9 we have something overlapping here, but then the overlap here is not right. Wait. Did I try this yet? Yeah, I already tried this. Yeah, let's just open up the green one again. Am I on the wrong limit? I think we're supposed to be on the right side. There we go. There we go. Back there. But maybe there's some other puzzle that we didn't check out yet. Just to see. I don't think there is any puzzle that we haven't checked yet. I think there's just something at that previous puzzle that we need to engage with. Because they were using some big fake words that don't actually exist. Talk about a phase anomaly. Or wait. I thought you were taught limits in calculus, but calculus was a traumatic experience for you, so you remember a little. Understandable. I didn't do too bad in calculus 1, but it was in calc 2 that really just murdered me. I only barely survived. So this we need to be at a value of 1 pi. That's 1 and then 1.6. God. And it doesn't look like 1 pi exists anywhere else. This is 1. It's like it exists at 1 here, and then here we have 1.5. This puzzle like is it is, yeah, this is sinusoidal nonsense, but essentially the puzzle here is to make it so that both values here are either pi or negative pi as a value. But I'm having trouble figuring out, because here we have positive. If I use limits, We don't get it either way. Man, actually pressured kids. I think that is probably the worst thing that you could do. To, like, when your head is so up your ass that test scores are all that matters to you, like, what is the point of being a teacher at that point? You're not teaching kids anything. You're simply just, like, trying to fillet yourself and your grade. But yeah, we raise the path here. What does it say? Each wheel. Their position is based on the input outputs. Use the input slider to identify the input and limit. Wait. One side limit, which will give a result. Do they want me to make does not exist? Are you fucking serious? So, oh my god, I am so dumb. I am so dumb. We cannot proceed as long as their existence impedes our path. So we had to find a limit where they do not exist. What a fucking stupid. Okay. I can't be mad at that, but also fuck you. Oh my god.
But there are cases where they simply cannot.
That is.
Curiosity not indicated.
Yeah,
in
cute
this
is the
case.
word for it.
If
Zero.
the function has different limits when approached from either side, the implied two-sided limit does not exist.
Yes, I know that. But it is still an odd phenomenon. And useful too, since we can use this to trigger phase anomalies to our advantage.
God, I can't believe they hit me with the that does not exist had to be the answer there. I should have. That wasn't even like me not paying attention to the story. That was me not paying attention to the hint. Okay. This strikes me as an experience akin to 40 chess. I've heard about that game. I've heard that it's absolutely, completely mind-numbing. I've seen people play it, and like, how people win that game in the most unintentional of ways. Yeah. Well, normally, that was the first time that was like the puzzle, because normally, like, all the other puzzles were solvable based on, like, using the right, like, sort of, what is it? Using the right value of radiance in order to get the obstacles out of the way. But they were saying that it was impossible for them to line up properly, so we had to phase them out of existence. I have come to think there are demons in this game now. Demon of Dark Hooker, but of this I have no proof. We think of it as a predator, something that preys upon our people. Could it instead be a phenomenon, some hitherto unforeseen side effect of the crystals? Oh, so the world is super messed up because they used math incorrectly. That math was too powerful for their feeble minds. Let's go up here. Nothing in these doors. Take me along the rails, baby. I love being railroaded. No side quests either. It's just everything is as you have to do it. Got a mat. Wait, no, that's such a cool opportunity for like extra credit for students. If you were to like hide like little puzzles in certain areas, like imagine you like there was like a little nook and cranny you could like platform to, and then it had a secret node, and then like if you presented that node to like the answer to the node, like it gave you a code that you give to your teacher, and it would give you like extra credit points for something. That would be so cool. Oh, there's so much. I feel like there's so many like missed opportunities with how like expansive and like detailed, right? Gamifying bonus objectives too. We've already gamified math as it is. Might as well gamify extra credit.
I don't recommend it, but it may become necessary to
Yes.
transmaterialize without using a pad.
Safety tolerances will be exceeded when using
Will we be
transmaterialization without pads.
Will we be able to just
The emitters
teleport?
are operators. They have two crystals.
Are they telling me that I can do
one.
Dragon Ball Z
By
instant
combining
transmission?
certain crystals in particular configurations, new angles and positions become
Oh, I
possible.
see.
That was my point.
You have to
yes.
do more math. Wait, what? Can I move? Eh? Why? Oh, okay. It was loading an entire... The gate ahead is closed, but its lock is nearby. You should be able to travel to both locations by connecting to an orange node and creating a transmet connect... These are so many fake words, but, what are we connecting? F of x plus g of x, -2 and 3? So we have to make the sum of f of x and g of x equal to certain values, I guess. Okay. Genuinely, as a kid who passed time tracing the mortar lines between the bricks, hiding a little math puzzle in the room would have literally would have blown your mind. Are you saying that in a bad way or a good way? All right. We could just plug and chug here, but I assume we want -2. So then -2 is down here. That's going to be this value here, left-sided function. Oh, wait, no. We didn't even need a left side, the function. It's just the input. You should be able to travel both locations by connecting to an orange node and creating a transmat location. That's what we did, right? Positive. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I think that is neat. Like, I feel like there could be more of a future when it comes to with educational games. I know this company has made stuff for, I think, art history as well, which is a really weird, like, duality. Like, yeah, we made an art history game, and then we made math. But, like, you could definitely tell that there was, like, a very strong art team behind this game. Like, the architecture in these buildings is beautiful, and, like, the visuals are just so good. Like, you knew that these were, like, they either had a good team of artists already, or, like, just this team has had, like, very big artistic visions. So is this what we have to do? We connected the node. That is not what we were supposed to do. Positive times a billion. But yeah, I feel that. I definitely also traced the mortar lines between bricks in the past. Usually when walking in the halls, I would just, like, trace my finger around the bricks. How do I get up? It's like you have to walk at the wall for a specific location to get the climbing down, which is also a little bit immersion breaking. Like, why do I have to keep on running back and forth into the wall to do this? Wait, is it 3 different puzzles maybe? I think it is 3 different puzzles. No, it isn't. Let's see. Connecting to an orange node. Let's see this one. Oh, it is 2 different nodes. Okay. Let's see. The puzzle's taking so long to load. This is actually really silly. Like, I pressed the E button and we're just waiting right now. And I feel like these puzzles aren't, like, even that, like, mechanically demanding. It just is taking a long time to load for some reason. Like, what? Excuse me. Let me in. Wait, what? Oh, that wasn't a puzzle. That was just loading the warp, I guess. And we have one of these dial puzzles. Ooh, this is a 3-1 now. The lock will open the gate to the right platform. So they all have to be, I believe, zeros. So where do we have all 0? Here. No. This is from the right side. Yeah, the green is facing upwards. Wait, the lock will open the gate to the right platform. I assume that it all has to be facing upwards to unlock. So it has to be at either 0 or 2 pi. And this would be at 0, but then the green... 0... Wait. Let's see. Or do we just have to have them all lined up? It could be just that we have to have them all lined up. Because in that case, if we have them all at 1... 1, 1... Let me see here. Let's see. F of A. Does not exist. Okay, oops. I messed up. So then 1, 1... But then nothing else has 1 for the green function. There is 2 pi over here. I'm trying to figure out how we would line these all up. Is there any way that these all line up? Am I being the student who's plugging and chugging now? Have I devolved to such tactics? Wait. Oh, it is this. To the right side. God, I'm so smart! There we go. They were all at 1.5 pi at that location if we take the right. Because if we go from the left, that's just pi, but from the right, it's 1.5 pi. Cool. They didn't have to be facing upwards, they all had to be lined up. I see. Do we go backwards then, I guess? We open the gate. Oh, we opened the gate and then we have to now set it to 3. So then we have 1 and 2. Oh. Easy. F of A. What? 1 and... Negative numbers exist. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that negative values are a thing? Because I forgot. I forgot that negative values are a value that you have to consider when you are doing addition. I talk to my kids all the time about this. It's really the student experience at this point. Moments of, I'm a genius, followed by, oh no, I'm dumb. Which, I guess, yeah, you're right. You know, I feel like that just is the gamer experience for me. Even when the game is in my own subject matter. Even when it's in my own subject matter, I'm still flubbing about. So, oh, it's gonna be... If we needed to add up to 3, we have a 2 here. But that's not high enough. We needed to get to 3. Oh, that's 2 and 1 over here. Left-sided limit. There we go. Because then we have left side is 2. Left side here is 1. Now for double points, subtract a negative value for multi-sign drifting. God, imagine if they let you swap the sign from positive to negative. Ooh, and then you do minus negative for extra points. I would give that to my algebra kids. My algebra kids still have trouble. It's stressful to know how being in lockdown has affected some students' abilities to do basic arithmetic, and how much I have to like go back on that. I haven't played Into the Breach.
The solar flares were not worrying enough.
Stop that crackling. You guys see that? It's still crackling.
Coronal mass ejections trigger flux transfer.
Anyways, I haven't not played
initiating
Into the
geomagnetic
Breach.
induction
I've heard
currents
many good things about
dissipating to
Into the
ground
Breach,
locally.
though. I haven't played FTL either, actually, surprisingly. Despite how much I like roguelites, I haven't touched either of those 2 games. And I've heard so many good things about both. Into the Breach definitely looks like my kind of game, though. I just have not touched any game by that studio, I think. Align the platforms to create paths to the left and to the right, and once the bridge has been extended into the center. So we're gonna have to make these all equal to 0. Seems pretty straightforward. So, left and to the right. Oh, never mind. It's not straightforward. So we have to make them all -2 first. -2 is over here. Yeah, and that's going to be a left-sided function. I'm so sick. I'm so smart. We have created the left-sided bridge. I'm speedrunning this. No one's ever going to get through this game faster than I am. Select an input that will align the emitter beam to a node. So we have to hit that +2. So, plus... Ooh! We're going to need to do some subtraction here. No, we're not. We're just going to use the limit here. Wait. Oh, wait, yeah. We don't even need to use the limit. I got things mixed up. We're good. I completely, totally intended to solve it with 1 deft motion. We'll take that. Alright, +2 goes over to here. No, that's not +2. +2 is going to have to be in this region over here. So we're looking at this on the right side. There we go. I keep on pressing escape and it keeps on opening the menu, but it's right click that takes me out of the math problems. And then here, align to +2. God, why does this one looks like hell? This looks like actual hell. Oh, here's a fancy way to do it. There we go. That's 2. I feel like there were definitely simpler ways to do that, but I just saw the 3 and the -1. 3 minus 1 is 2. But is there actually a way to do +2 without that? Let's see. 2. We can't add those together. It might have actually been the actual only answer. Now that I'm looking at this. Because this is -1. Yeah, no, I actually think that had to be the answer. Huh. I thought I was just being smart. And I was being smart. But I thought I was smarter than I was by thinking that there would be multiple answers and I found the better one. Okay, let's see. Go back to the 0 here. And that's going to be a f of a instead of a limit. Easy. Simple limit puzzles. And here I was scared that part 2 would be tricky with the limits.
Wonderful.
Like, part 1 was, like, really easy, but this wasn't too hard either. This is just understanding the value of a limit, which isn't bad. I guess I was talking at the start how the first one was just really understanding what left and right-sided means.
In devising
And then how this one now is talking about, while we understand what left and right-sided limits are, can we talk about the values? So I guess that's a pretty logical progression. I don't know how, like, I'd be, like, interested in seeing how, like, a student of mine would handle, like, all this limit stuff. I might have a class playthrough of it. I might just bring this up to my class, just go through the game with them, and have them, like, go through these puzzles and see how they do. I feel like that would be a really cool way to, like, do a review on limits, you know? Like, obviously, I cannot buy a copy for every student, but I feel like even me just controlling it on the computer and them watching it and them telling me how to solve the puzzles. Ooh, Scion,
division
hi.
operators permit
I don't have
control
Lord
of the
commands
angle
enabled, I
of
don't think,
projected
but thank you
beam
for stopping
by
by.
taking
I hope you're
proportion
having
of
a good
the two
day.
crystals' output.
Yes, that was the point I was making, thank you very much.
Also, these two seem like to be at it, like, a lot. Like, she seems to not like this AI dude at all. It's like if you had Navi and you had another fairy following you around and they were always just arguing with each other. Oh, that's good to hear. I'm glad you're having a good day. I don't know if I could say we're having a good day because we're doing math right now. And is it ever really a good day when you're doing math? Alright, we have to do 1/2. F of x divided by g of x, so the white curve has to be 1 and the blue curve has to be 2. So that would be, let's see, 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. That's 0. This would be 0.5 over 0.5. That's not it. That can't be it. Oh, 2 over 4, 2 over 4, but we go from the right side of the limit. There we go. Because here we have 4, we have 2 on the right side. Pretty straightforward. Now they're throwing division at us. Ooh, that's tricky. They think they can throw me off with division. They thought. I'm better than that, though. Like, all these basic operations. I guess that's how it is when you start with limits. You do really have to start from the basics again. And I always think that's really interesting that, like, how, when you get to the more advanced math, you really try to stay away from, like, using big numbers. Because you're really just explaining the concept of how numbers interact with each other so that you will be able to use them with the bigger numbers. We don't need to use bigger numbers, we know that they exist, but in order to explain the mechanics, we don't want to make things harder for anyone. So we use numbers like 1/2 and 2 and 4. Because once you know how to do the basic operations, it's the same thing if you're doing 1, 2, or 100. Right, let's see.
Preceptor. If the distributary can't get us data access, where else might we have a working feed?
The master node for the city's power division is
Yes,
located at the
show me here.
Archivario. Logically, that would provide an alternative point of access.
The distributary
I
is
don't
closer,
want to go
though.
through all your
We should try there
exposition.
first.
So I assume from what that pattern showed us, we need to shoot a beam, but we also need to make sure that this lines up so that they're both, I think they both have to be 0 or 2. 0 or 2 pi. Yeah. So they have to be open up upwards. 0 and 2 pi. Let's see. Oh, this. Why is that -1? Why? Look at that graph has me so upset. Or is it 1 and 1? That might be it. That might be it too, actually. Let's see. That might be too low now that I think about it. Alright, we can't transport to there. Let's shoot the emitter beam. Oh yeah, it is too low, isn't it? Let's see. If we set it to 2. So to set it to 2, it's just the limit from the right. Yeah, but these are in the way. Oh, I see. We have to set this to, I think this is going to be 1/2 pi. We set it to 1/2 pi. God damn. God damn. 1/2 pi is around here. Oh, that's -1/2. We have to go to +1/2 over here. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect at the very least. It's letting us through. And that's really all we can ask for, I think. Let me teleport my body through these holes. There we go. And then this. We can't warp through there, but I feel like it doesn't matter, right? Either one would get us to the other side. Let's see. Going up the stairs here. Maybe we're gonna have to teleport back after rearranging the circles. God, I feel like so much of the world here was just to flex their art assets that they had for their previous games. See the possibilities here, people. While propulsion for personal transport is hardly unfamiliar, it never occurred to me that something on the scale of a city could extend those principles to. Did they teleport their entire world with these teleporters? God, imagine if being good at calculus allowed you to just transmit your body from place to place without any physical transport.
The solar flares are becoming more frequent.
Yes,
This cannot
yes.
be good.
Periodicity of coronal mass ejection events irregular, but mean interval
Periodicity
decreasing.
of coronal
That's exactly
mass
what I just
ejection.
said.
What? Connect the emitter beam to an orange node to connect a transmat connection. These fake words are really getting to me. So it needs to equal 1/2 again, with the white being half of the green. So 2 and 3. We could do 1/2 and 3, I believe. There we go. Use a division operator. By using the correct limit of a quotient is a quotient of limits if both exist in the denominators and 0. I see, I see. I don't see. We're just gonna teleport. You know, I definitely taught calculus for about a week or two until they realized that I'm not allowed to teach AP calculus. One of these days I'll get certified for that. Form a path of platforms. I assume these both have to be at 2. No. Probably 3. Yeah, 3 looks to be correct. Let's see. Because 4 is too high. And then 3. Here we go. From the left. As limit approaches f of x from the left. There we go. And then do we have to teleport backwards? Or is there anything extra here? Nope, nothing here. It's just... God. I wish I could, like... I wish they could, like, remake this game. Like, reuse the assets, but then make it an actual adventure game. Because I feel like these assets are too cool to not be used in some sort of, like, action adventure. God! Why did I just fall? Is there another teleport thing that I'm supposed to go to? Oh, negative 1/2. I see. So that should be... Let's see. We could go... This is negative 1, and then they have the limit as it approaches from the left again. There we go. This math is easy. Let's go over here. Let's activate this node. Form a path with the platforms. This has to be 3.0. So 3 is up along this horizontal here. And the next 3 is over here. That's not high enough. And then there's a 3 over here. If we approach that from the right side, this is 3, because the other side, the left side, is 2. So I know if we approach from the positive side, there we go. That is our bridge. Math is easy. Anyone could do this. Anyone could plug and chug and figure out how to get to these answers. But yeah, I feel like this would be a fun class activity. Though I feel like the story beats would be really hard to sit through as a teacher. I don't know. Like, I'm thinking of my own students, and I'm trying to wonder, like, how many of them would get engaged by the story? Like, right now, what? We've been at this for about 90 minutes, and I think we're almost halfway through the game. And that's just me not paying attention to the story. And if a class is typically 80 minutes, I feel like... Like, I guess we could get through, like, part 1 of the game in a period, and, like, have them see the story and everything. But I don't know. I feel like... I don't know how, like, other high school students would react to this content. This is 1/2 that we have to hit, so... 1/2. Where the white has to be lower, so this is 4. So it's going to be a right-sided limit here. There we go. So we have 2 over 4. Let's teleport. Wow. There we go. And what's in here? A computer?
The star our Vatrana have already surmised what I sought to conceal from them. We cannot take everyone. Panic breeds unrest.
God, imagine.
Both here and in the Citadel.
Imagine if you could only pick a couple people to get instant transmission off of the planet that's about to die. That'd be horrifying. Like, apocalypse scenario. I mean, I guess people talk about that already. Like, when the world ends and all the rich people will pretty much be able to leave on their rocket ships free, and everyone else will just be stuck on Earth. Like, that kind of concept. Except, it's even worse because, like, you can't even see them, like, fly away. It's just, they're just gone immediately. You can't, there's, like, no seeing them off. They'll just teleport away from you, and you're just like, wait, why can't I do that? Why can't I teleport away? What's over here? Just interesting how all this technology here is working, and how all of it is basically just backed up by high school level calculus. imagine all your world-saving, like, technological machines powered by what a 17-year-old student should be able to understand. Let's look at oh, we're multiplication now, so that's 18. I assume 3 times 6 is what we're gonna be going for. Wait, is it this? No. Because 3.1 times 3.8 3.1 times 3.8 is, like, not that value. Let's see. Wait, what? Oh, duh. 4.5 times 4 is... That is 18. That was an accident. I wasn't expecting to get that value at all. Okay.
With Father gone, it becomes clear that our people are not as united as I once
Wait,
believed.
why is that voice just playing? Anyway. Is this where I'm supposed to even be going? Oh, yes it is. I feel like there was, like, a split path at some point, and I didn't have the hand-holding rails on, so I wasn't sure if I was going where I was supposed to be going. Let's see, this one is F. Ooh, they're just throwing these, like, back-to-back at me now. 4 and 2. No, that's too big. 2 times... Oh, right-sided function. We get 2 times 2. There we go. And let's just... Wipe. Warp speed. Yes, 2 times 2 is 4. Now let me teleport my body 40 meters away.
Is autonomic, not elective.
No. Excess solar collection wouldn't account for magnetic storms of this magnitude. There has to be something else
9.
behind it.
That's 3 times 3 probably is what they're gonna have us do, or like 4.5 times 2. The fact that they're throwing in decimals into this really has me upset. I get that anyone who is able to do this kind of math should be able to do decimal multiplication, but also fuck off with that. Get out of here with that. So we have here. That's 3. That's not it. That's not it. This is 4.5 times... Oh, 4.5 times 2. It's a left-sided limit. There we go. There we go. All this decimal stuff. Really thinking I know how to do 4.5 times 2. You think too much of me. You think that if you show me a 9, and I need a product of 2 things that get 9, you think I'm gonna think about decimals? I'm not gonna think about decimals. No one thinks about decimals. Decimals aren't real. You're either a whole number or you're not. Alright. Let's go over here. Let's see.
I think this passageway leads to the distributary.
One
The
half.
security system is probably more robust than most we have encountered.
Confirmed. Gate security designed by Castor and exceeding nominal standards.
This looks weird.
This could be a tough nut to crack.
Security check 3. All I have to do is get 1 half. That's easy. The green obviously has to be higher. The white has to be higher than the green. So there's a lot of points that we can just ignore at this point. This 4 over 2 is one possibility. This is... Yeah, it's right here. Right side limit. Wait. I did 2 over 4. Fuck. The green has to be higher than the blue, than the white. I'm smart. I know how to read these things. Damn it. It's over here then, right-sided limit. There we go. 1 over 2. Oh, I guess we have to do multiple of these. I guess we have to do multiple. Because it said security check 3. Did I miss something? No, that's it. So we should be able to... There's probably just going to be 2 more screens. I think I saw another screen up ahead. So that's 1/2. There's probably going to be 2 more over on this side. The numbers are just... The previous one made sense. It was on a screen. These are just straight up floating numbers. Now that would be horrifying. Like, you just see the numbers showing up on the screen there. Or just showing up like it's not a tangible object, it's just a 5. I guess it could be like a hologram, but like it just looks strange. Like here, these being on screens makes sense. Alright, so F time, I assume it's going to be 2.5 and 2 is what we're going to be looking at here. Ooh, we could do negatives. Yeah, it's just this. It's a right-sided limit. Damn, I could just look at that and know that it's the right answer. I am so smart. I am so good at math. I have an eagle's eye when it comes to looking at graphs. Now this is number 2. Oh, and this is addition, so... +2. So this is... It could be like 3 and 1. I don't think they're going to do that based on these numbers here. There's no 4 either. So this is 2.5. Yeah, it's 2.5 and this is -3, so it's not it. That's 2 and that's too high. That's 1. This is 2 and 0.5, so it's not it. This is 0.5 and 1. This is also too high. That's 2. Wait, that's... Oh, if we use f of a, there we go. Because we have 1.5 and 0.5. It's trying to trip me with all those limits. But looks like we got the teleporter up and running. Was this the end? Was this the last puzzle?
Excellent, Iqua.
Was that really it? I guess that was. Not too bad.
We've made it to the distributary, at last.
The distributary.
From here, we can track the status of the entire Phytomeneric network.
I want to skip it, but I feel like I should at least watch the cutscenes.
All the power's pulling to the polar escarpments, and there are major induction events throughout the magnetosphere.
Confirmed. Do you wish to extrapolate a cause?
Of course, show me.
Analysis reveals a tether between the planet's magnetosphere and that of the nearest sun.
I don't need this. I don't need this in my life right now. I don't need the math lore. Alright, let's see. I feel like I might commit another stream to finish this game up. Considering I know that there's 4 parts to this game. We got through the first 2 parts pretty quickly. It's about 1 hour and 42 minutes. Yeah, let's see. Let's just make sure that we're at the next area. We'll see a small introduction to what we're going to expect for the next stream. Let's see. Nothing here, nothing here. This room
A
is
battery
empty.
can be connected to a
Oh.
node instead of linking it to the power matrix,
So we have batteries
providing
now.
alternative means of operation.
Which is a crass way of saying that finding batteries could be extremely helpful under the circumstances.
Alright, what do we... Oh, we have items now. Or item, I guess. That circle has been in the top left corner the entire game. Oh, very, very cool puzzle. Just find item, use item. I'm sure the puzzle will be a little bit more robust than that later on. And this was just a tutorial for non-gamers that are playing this game that their math teacher made them play. But also, that just feels a little too straightforward.
It doesn't look as if these emitters can hit the nodes we need.
Confirmed. A new
Confirmed.
emitter must be programmed that combines 2 functions for a new
Oh,
operator.
are we
This
gonna
will allow access to a new
fuse
addition,
functions?
multiplication, or division functionality.
Interesting.
We've made it this far, Iqua. You can
Of course
do
I can do this. I'm a genius.
Just work through the problem one step at a time.
Alright. So this limiter cannot provide the output needed without writing a patch. Access the patch program by clicking the patch limiter to unlock a new operator. So this is because we have to hit 3. And we have 1 and 3 right now. Place orbs in the nature of each point of interest. What are we doing right now? I am so confused by this. Itachi shouting, welcome, welcome. Glad you could stop by. What is this? F of x times g of x? Like, do they want me to just state like this? Oh, yeah. Patch accessible by filling in the nature of the point of interest. Oh, I guess from the X, I see. Sorry, I haven't been on many streams. I mean, yeah, just appear when you can appear. You know, it's not, I don't expect anyone to be able to make it to all the streams. Just whenever you have the free time, obviously. It's just, you stop by when you stop by. But thanks for dropping in. We're currently playing through a math game right now. A calculus game. So now we can change the operator to multiplication. And 1 times 3 is in fact 3. Oh, so now that's how things are changing, I guess. They're adding in the function of adjusting what operation we're using. That's gonna be a little trickier. Are we still on part 2 then?
The ESS docks. A testament to Manthan efficiency.
That seems like the last thing before we get through
ESS
this.
serves as a nexus for exchange of goods from all major cities.
Seems like a
The
final thing, and
Archivarium
like
lies
the
ahead.
final operation's gonna be like
Kind of
really hard.
monument to our technical achievements.
All right.
Confirmed. In addition,
What
the
is this?
Archivarium contains the
Please
master node
stop
for the Citadel's
talking.
division of the power matrix.
And if we
We
activate
need
the
a
master
1
node,
here.
it will redistribute the
Let's
power
see.
flow. We can restore power to the entire island.
So
Come,
much exposition
there is no
here.
time to lose.
Oh, here. If we have division, we could make that equal positive 1, because negative 1 divided by negative 1. Wait. Yeah. That's 1. Negative 1 divided by negative 1 should be positive 1. Ain't it? That's weird. The bridgehead requires activation from the crowd. Wait, what? Why is it saying... Oh, no, it's not. Is there any other way that they want us? Try to find another power source. Maybe it's because it wants us to extend it. Maybe it's supposed to be like... how do they want us to do this puzzle? 4 divided by 2? Or this... Oh, this is supposed to be 0.5. I see, I see. We're supposed to get to... I see what they want us to do now. But how are we going to do that is the question. Did I just solve the puzzle accidentally? Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't solve the puzzle. It just made a sound. So we need 0.5. Now the question is, how do we get to... Oh. Right-sided limit. Very easy to forget the abilities that are available to you. But from the right side, you can see that that's hitting 4. From the right side, that's hitting 2. 2 divided by 4 is 1/2. Cool. So I guess I teleport here? Or no, we hit the node. What does the node do? Let's see what they're asking us again. The bridgehead requires activation from the control station to extend, but a power source is needed. Oh, we need to find another power source. Over here? Definitely just fall off a cliff if we go through there. There's gotta be another power station then. Oh, duh, it opened a door. We get a battery. Oh, we need to find a battery? We actually have to do puzzle solving now. Where the hell's the battery? There's something over here. That doesn't help us with anything. We gotta find a battery on the ground. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about this actually. I guess it doesn't. I guess you just have to have your eyes open for these batteries, really. If I open, wait, let's see. We get this to 1. We did do that, I believe, actually. But it's not reaching over there because it has. We need the power source to extend it. All right, we need to look around then. We need that battery, Chief. Now, where is the battery? Is the question. What? Wait. Is this where I teleported from? Yes, it is. Alright, maybe it's behind us then. Let's see, because we literally just got this area, so there can't be too much hidden around here. Alright, there's nothing here. There's nothing hiding around here. That was our teleporter. And there was a journal there. Do I have to use the patch limiter? I guess I do. Oh, yeah, to give us this. So right now, we will... Which function are we working with? This should be... Oh, I see what it is. So this is going to be a hole coming from the right, and then this is left, right. And then this is hole left, and there's only 2 lines here, 1 and 2. And they're both just all-inclusive. Eh? Is that not how they expect it? Do we not use a points of interest? What is this? That's... Or do we just use the 2 nodes here? So right side and then left side. Okay, so it's just the right side now. It's not that it doesn't exist though. Should it just be this? Or do we just leave these blank? Let's see. Right side of limit continuous. Place up to 3 orbs to determine each point of interest. But there are no points of interest there. So that's... We can't say it does not exist. So I'm confused as to what they want from me here. It's not just this. What? Where did this come from? Oh, wait. No, I understand now. It's when you multiply them together. I get what they meant when you do the operation now. I see what they mean. How did I get that? How did I get the left side then? Sometimes it's like when students are always like, I got the right answer. Why does it matter if I don't show my work? But like, I don't know why I got the right answer. Getting the right answer doesn't mean anything if you don't know what it is that you're doing. But I mean, I guess we still progressed. So I'm still a genius. Okay. So now to get to the 1, is it just straight up like this? Oh, interesting. Okay. I see now. So that's why we have to use the patch limiter. And I guess that being the only thing that I had left to do makes it sensible enough that you just try using the new tool that you get. Guess it's just a typical gamer move, you know? Usually the thing that you just got is the thing that you're gonna have to use. Good game design, right? Sensible game design. They wouldn't teach you a new thing if you didn't have to use that thing. Also, I hate the mobility in this game. Why is it so fickle? It's like sometimes it wants to work, and sometimes it just doesn't. Alright, so here, we were at, I believe here. There we go. And now we can power this up. Easy. Puzzle is a piece of cake. Are we on part 3 right now? I think I'll take a...
Wonderful.
We'll see once we get to a new map, which should be coming up soon. Alright, nothing here of interest, it looks like. God, the fact that I can't even jump off stairs, like off the side of a stairs. It's like I had a little bit of hope at the start of the game when we were able to scale mountains like really awkwardly, like I was playing Skyrim. But like, I can't even jump off a staircase off the side, like a tiny little hop, you know? Equal looks like she's got solid legs. Why can't we just take a little hop off, just like make things a little bit quicker for the player, you know? Sometimes you can't wait around and just walk around and schmutz around the world waiting to get to your next math problem. Sometimes you just want to get into the action. What's over here? And also, it's like, where's the run button? I guess she moves at a pretty decent speed, but like, sometimes sometimes you just want to go faster than what the default speed is, even if the default speed is fast. Like, sometimes you feel like there should just be a run button.
Confirmed. Although currently disconnected from the power matrix and inoperative.
This looks like
could take us straight
this
to
looks
the
like a
Aquarium
like
if we
a
can find way
very
to
much
restore power.
final puzzle kind
A
of thing.
minimum of 3 industrial batteries must be connected to facilitate this operation.
Well, we're in the right place to find batteries large enough to power the transporter.
Guess we go through one
Come
at
on,
a time.
let's start searching.
What's this? Oh, we are at part 3. Okay, so I think this is a good place to call it then. I think I think I'm gonna take one more stream, probably sometime next week, to finish this game up. But I think it's pretty cool so far, seeing like how a company approached an educational game made for a higher grade, you know? And how they approached it in a way that like it does feel like a game instead of just like you're doing calculus. Though it still does very much feel like you're doing calculus. But let's go and see who's online right now. Let's see who we can pay a visit to on the good old Twitch site. I don't want to subject anyone else to any more math. So twitch.tv. Let's see who we can raid. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day. So let's see. Let me scroll down, see who's online. Let's go and... Actually, you know what? She does a lot of math, actually. So let's go and pay a visit to Tomakeys. Very cute monkey who does... I think she's doing art right now, actually. She does art a lot. Her art's really cute. So, thank you guys for all stopping by. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And class is dismissed.